Your forecast across the Caribbean and the Bahamas starts right now.
This is Meteo Mundo.
Hi friends, Rusty back here at Meteo Mundo. It's a Friday. It's great to see you. I hope you're doing well. Coming up in this video, the winds are still a huge story, blowing about extremely strong. We'll look at that, how that's bringing fast-moving showers, the elevated surf and sea conditions. I've also got your island-by-island rainfall forecast for the weekend as well. As we get into it, Meteo Mundo is sponsored by the Lean Law Firm of Central Florida, your hometown homeowners insurance attorneys. Anything that can impact you or your property, they're there to walk you through every step of the insurance claim process, offering free consultation and policy reviews. You'd like more information, go to leanonmelaw.com. As always, I love my Meteo Mundo weather community. Thank you for tuning in. If you have a specific question about the forecast, drop it in the comment section below. Just say hi. Let me know where you're viewing from. I really appreciate that. Let's get into the weather story. You're looking at the visible satellite imagery, current temperatures on the board, which have been pretty pleasant in most spots, 70s and 80s in the Fahrenheit range. We did get a couple of areas to go above 90 degrees. That's more than 32 degrees Celsius. That's a little bit sticky. Overall, this is what it looks like on the surface analysis. High pressure in the Western Atlantic continues to build in. We're on the far western edge of that, continuing to see the drier air through the Bahamas, Turks and Caicos, into the Gulf of Mexico. But this is still really freshening up the easterly trades and all the way from the eastern Caribbean, south sides of the Caribbean, and then to the western side. It's strong, fresh winds. I mean, we're talking about 30 to 35 mile an hour winds in some spots. So those are the temperatures, but the other big story, of course, are the wind gusts. So let's get into that. We'll start off with my friends in the Windward Islands. Now, you can clearly see that we actually have some clouds moving off of the mainland here of South America in the mid-levels out of the south, but we still have our strong easterly trades. That convergence of winds has allowed a few showers to develop today in places like Trinidad and Tobago, Grenada, portions of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and Barbados. Now, it's not extremely concentrated, but if you live in this area, you caught one of those showers, let me know in the comments section below. Otherwise, it's about the fresh breeze. Bridgetown, Barbados, a 31 mile an hour wind gust today. Martinique had a 37 mile an hour wind. This is obviously kicking up sea conditions, especially on the northern and the eastern sides of the islands. Most islands have some kind of swell advisory or small craft advisory, and those should stay in effect through the weekend. These winds are not going anywhere. The winds are still very fresh with the passing showers for Dominica, Guadeloupe. Montserrat had a 31 mile an hour wind gust today. Antigua and Barbuda, St. Kitts and Nevis, Saba, St. Eustatius, St. Martin had about a 30 mile an hour wind gust earlier. Look, none of the rain again is going to add up too much, but there will be areas that could get multiple rounds of showers in a 24-hour period. St. Thomas had about 1/10 of an inch of rain in the last 24 hours. Fast-moving showers for U.S. and British Virgin Islands from Anegada to Rotown, Tortola, St. Croix, St. Thomas, St. John, right on through Puerto Rico as well. And again, winds are fresh here from time to time, 25 to 30 miles an hour. This is the live radar out of Puerto Rico. Relatively speaking, for February, this is some decent rain. The trade winds are really rushing in some moisture from time to time. And again, it's kind of in cycles. It doesn't last all day. There are some periods where it's relatively dry and some periods like right now where it's fairly wet. So again, rain is spotty. Joost Van Dyke, St. Thomas, St. John, Vieques, Culebra, dry right now in St. Croix. Rain slamming back on the northeast coastline of Puerto Rico as we speak from the San Juan area on over towards Fajardo, Guayama, Yabacoa have had some rain for today. A little bit drier out west, but even Mayaguez could catch a passing shower from time to time. These are going to cross over the mode of passage and again provide the opportunity for some more rain for the windward side of the Dominican Republic. So let me take off the radar, bring back on the satellite data, and we will continue. I hope we will continue our forecast here. So let's bring this back up. Perfect. All right. So you'll continue to see again the trades slam back into the coastline of the Dominican Republic and from Puerto Plata to Punta Cana, but even Santo Domingo, the opportunity for some showers will continue. Now, temperatures have fallen in accordance as the rain has developed back down into the 70s in a couple of spots where Port-au-Prince, Haiti today is dry and they got to 95 degrees Fahrenheit. That's around 34-ish to 35 degrees Celsius. I mean, it is really, really hot. Hey, we've had some rain from my friends in Jamaica. Montego Bay had about 1/10 of an inch of rain in the last 24 hours. If nothing else, we've had more cloud coverage for today. You notice Kingston's temperature has dropped down. It's indicative of a late shower on this Friday. If you live in the Kingston, Portmore, Spanish Town area, and you had a little bit of rain, please let me know in the comment section below. But a slightly better chance for rain. We had it yesterday, today, and for tomorrow as well. If nothing else, some extra cloud coverage to help things feel a little bit nicer outside. Look, the dew point is 72. That's not outrageous. Humidity around 70%. That's not bad. Still have the large wave and strong wind advisory for the offshore waters near the Pedro Bank area. So just keep that in mind. Still elevated sea conditions in some areas. Not looking bad in the Cayman Islands for today. As we've mentioned, the easterly trades really bring in the opportunity for some moisture to move back into portions of Central America, of course, as it just hits the coastline. That's going to billow up some clouds and some showers all the way from Panama up to Costa Rica, Nicaragua, Honduras. Continued passing showers, nothing very concentrated, but La Ceiba and the Bay Islands, Guanaja, Roatan, Utila, and then towards Guatemala and Belize, especially the coastline. Scattered showers will continue to drift in. You get north of there into the Yucatan, Quintana Roo, the air is drier. I'm not expecting rain for the Cancun and Cozumel areas. Now for the ABC Islands, there will be the opportunity for a couple of showers from time to time. The bigger story though in the ABC Islands is actually going to be the wind. Right now the winds aren't very significant, but from time to time we'll have some passing showers in those areas. Let's get into the forecast, friends, as we do so. Thank you so much for liking this video. Thank you for subscribing to Meteo Mundo. If you have not done that as of yet, I appreciate you doing that. And of course, this time of the year, I appreciate you sharing it with your family and friends as well. I also want to let you guys know about the new channel that I'm doing. If you're looking for a United States forecast, I've got it for you. I've got a new channel called Weather Express. It is a 5-minute daily forecast for the United States. So if you live in the U.S. or you have interest in the U.S., please help out that new channel. You can find a link in the video description below. You'll see the YouTube play icon. It'll say Weather Express. Click that button and it will take you to the new channel. Get your daily forecasts across the U.S. Thank you for liking and subscribing to Weather Express as well. Of course, I appreciate all the support here at Meteo Mundo. Let's first of all talk about the winds, right? I think that's still the bigger story. So let me switch over here to our winds, and then let's loop this up and we'll look at the rain as well. And again, as I've mentioned, you got a question about the forecast, feel free to drop it in the comments section below as well. Let's see here if this thing is going to cooperate. Woo! That is doing some funky things. All right, let me try this one more time. I don't know. I think we might have to bypass the winds. Let me see if I can take off the wind field here, if nothing else. Switch it to barbs. Doesn't look like it wants to do what I want it to do here. Okay. Do you see? I can show you another way too. I love this in real time. Let's do this. Where is my wind gust product? Hang on, stick with me. Here it is. Okay. Having to do a 180, an audible. So these are the wind gusts, because it looks like that thing was not going to want to do anything that I was going to ask it to do. So I'm going to loop this up. Now, as I've mentioned, the gale conditions continue to develop off the coastline of Colombia, right? This is still going to impact places like the ABC Islands and the southwest portions of the Caribbean in general. When you get to these reds, guys, you're talking about winds of 40 miles an hour. There's nothing to play around with. This is why the seas build to the southern sides of Jamaica, okay? It's a problem. These fresh trades will continue, and if you notice that they're all in the green, right on through the Greater and the Lesser Antilles. Nothing is going to change there. The best weather, the lightest winds, are going to be up in the Bahamas. We've had some beautiful weather here. Now, we can't rule out a passing shower in these areas coming up, but, you know, relatively speaking, the boating forecast for the Bahamas has been exceptional, and I hope my friends in places like Freeport and Nassau and the rest of the islands have been enjoying that, because it's been absolutely beautiful. But these winds are going to be a big story across the Caribbean. We're looking at some seas that'll be well into the double digits, 10, 12-foot seas for many occasions. So keep that in mind. So now we'll get into the rainfall forecast here. And again, I think we're in a good time frame, so let me just loop this up. As I've mentioned over the past couple of videos, this time of the year, hardly anything is extremely concentrated. The biggest story is the chance for rain. It's relatively high in a lot of spots. We're still pinging a 40, 50, even 60% chance in a couple of areas. Just relatively speaking, there's a lot of green on this map. There's still many dry hours in locations. The weather overall is still going to be just fine to be outdoors, but you could catch 1 or 2 or maybe 3 showers during the day as the easterlies just whip in this moisture, right? It's just fast moving rain. So Slightly lower chances the farther south that you go, but still some decent rain chances for St. Lucia, St. Vincent and the Grenadines and Barbados, and our friends in Trinidad and Tobago and Nueva Esparta as well. Dominica, 40 to 50% chance over the weekend. Guadeloupe, like I said, we're going to look at your island by island rain chance coming up, so stick around for that. Antigua and Barbuda and Anguilla, again in that 30 to 40% chance range. Slightly better chances for the U.S. and British Virgin Islands, just kind of based on the fact that the moisture is kind of coming a little bit more like this, rather than due east. The winds are due east, but the moisture is kind of coming in off of the periphery of that ridge of high pressure over the Atlantic. So places like San Juan and Fajardo, pretty good shower chances. Building, by the way, as we go through the weekend. Scattered rain continues along the Dominican coastline. Still could eke some inland and on the southern coastline, towards Santo Domingo and Bajarona. Both Port-au-Prince and Lacaille there on the Haitian side will continue to remain dry. Speaking of dry, I don't have a lot of rain in the forecast for the Bahamas. Now you get up towards Freeport and Lucaya and the Abacos and Bimini. Oh, a spotty light rain is possible Saturday and Sunday, but I'm not changing any plans. And then generally speaking, the moisture becomes a little bit more prominent in the southeast side towards Mayaguana and the Acklins and Turks and Caicos, where their rain chances will improve slightly as we get into Monday. Really spotty rain over Cuba. Still expecting the opportunity for a couple of passing showers again in Jamaica. Still not going to add up to much, but the rain chance will be decent for tomorrow, and then a little bit less on Sunday and Monday. Once again, I'm still favoring the eastern or the northern coastline. It doesn't mean places like Mandeville and Maypen and inland areas like Linstead won't catch a shower, but your better chances are places like Port Antonio and Montego Bay, and even Kingston could pick up a slightly better chance for showers. Not expecting a lot of rain in the Cayman Islands, looking pretty good for our friends in Grand Cayman, Little Cayman, and Cayman Brac. Scattered showers will continue across Central America. Still a decent concentration for rain here. Still could line up some heavier rain right along the coastline, from Panama City all the way up towards northern sides of Honduras. Again, Belize City, San Pedro, Dangriga, scattered rain over the weekend. Same thing for the Bay Islands of Honduras, and then drier weather as we get up to the north, where Cancun and Cozumel should expect generally dry and fair conditions. Here's how it plays out island by island. For the Northwest Bahamas over the weekend, a 20% chance for showers, then mainly dry on Monday. We'll flip it in the central and the southeast, but still your best chance Monday is 20%. Turks and Caicos, Cuba, not a big chance for rain. Cayman Islands, best chances tomorrow. Drier Sunday, slight chance of a shower on Monday. Belize City, 30% chance for tomorrow, 20 Sunday, Monday. And again, very isolated for Cancun and Cozumel. Jamaica's chance, 30% chance tomorrow, 20 Sunday, back up to a 30 on Monday. So yes, a few passing showers there with relatively tranquil and nice conditions, fair conditions we'll call it. The Dominican Republic, 40% chance tomorrow, building to 50 on Sunday, and then a 70 on Monday. And Puerto Rico comes along for the ride as well. Scattered rain over the weekend, but a 70% chance as we get into our Monday. The U.S. and British Virgin Islands turn wetter as well, and you already saw the concentration of rain that was out there today, so I don't expect as much for the weekend, but still some passing showers. Bermuda mainly dry but windy. Anguilla, St. Kitts and Nevis, 30 to a 40% chance over the next 3 days, and that is a very common number for most of the Lesser Antilles. It will be island dependent. Again, these are fast showers that don't add up to much rainfall total-wise in most spots. Sands, portions of the east coast of these islands that could pile up just a little bit of rain, maybe an inch, maybe 25 millimeters in the next few days. Martinique with a 30% chance across the board. St. Lucia down to a 20% chance. Same thing for St. Vincent and the Grenadines on Sunday and Monday. Barbados, a 20 to a 30% chance for showers, but again, fair conditions. Just watch out for the elevated swells. Again, a lot of areas have either swell advisories or some kind of small craft advisories in these spots. Same thing for Grenada, Trinidad and Tobago. Scattered rain for Suriname and Guyana. A decent chance for a few showers in Nueva Esparta, and a building rain chance by Monday for Aruba, Bonaire, and Curacao to get up to a 40% chance. Again, still fast moving. May not be a lot of rain, but the rain chance is going to be higher. Looking at the wave heights and directions, again, you look off the Colombian coastline, you see the yellows, guys. Those are the 10 to 12 foot waves. Now, those should mainly stay offshore, but you notice how those greens build to the southern coastline of Haiti and Jamaica and towards portions of Nicaragua, Panama, and Honduras, Costa Rica, excuse me. Those are where we're going to have the highest waves. Beautiful conditions in the Bahamas, especially in sheltered locations on the western side. Beautiful. Get out there and enjoy it. Small craft should be just fine. Just watch out for the exposed waters of the Atlantic. There's your freshening winds here, continuing again, 20 to 30 miles an hour with some higher gusts. Sea conditions on the eastern sides of the Lesser Antilles, as I mentioned, will be elevated, a little bit quieter out on the western sides. Rainfall totals, nothing extremely concentrated or significant. Sands again, portions of the Caribbean coastline. You'll see the European model pile up a little bit of rain on the northeast sides of the islands that I've already mentioned. Late in the period, we'll finally get a cold front coming across the United States southeast, which by this time next week should bring rain to portions of the Bahamas. So I'll be talking about that as well. The European model, as you saw, had a couple of inches of rain in a few spots. It's the same situation here with the GFS model as well. It's the same spots that I've been mentioning here, guys, where again, you get towards extreme coastal sections of Belize and Guatemala and the opportunity to get 1.5 inches of rain, and even some of the offshore islands as well. The Bay Islands, a 1/2 inch of rain there, Roatán, Guanaja, and Utila. Again, you just follow this coastline all the way down, and you're gonna see a couple of spots that get to 50 or to 100 millimeters, or 2 to 4 inches. But again, is it a lot of the inland locations? No. Jamaica, again, hey, we're going to have a little bit of rain. Jamaica, Kingston, about 1/4 of an inch. Same thing for Montego Bay. Port Antonio, slightly higher chance for a little bit better rain, up to about 1/2 inch over the next couple of days. Your higher concentration of rain over the Dominican coastline here, from the Samana Peninsula up toward Puerto Plata, then south towards Punta Cana. We'll give you about 1 inch to 1.5 inches in a couple of spots. And again, decent rainfall totals on the eastern tip of Puerto Rico, Fajardo, maybe more than 1 inch of rain. Same thing for Vieques and Culebra. But don't discount what places like St. Thomas and Tortola and Anegada could get. 1/2 inch of rain over the next few days is certainly above average. But again, is it going to really appreciably change your outdoor plans? I don't think so. I think the bigger story is the wind and how that might shut down some of the small craft from wanting to get out to some of the waters that they would like to enjoy. That would be the biggest issue, in my opinion. Our sailors, our mariners, you guys who frequent those waters, you let me know in the comment section below what you guys have been experiencing. Guadeloupe towards Dominica and Martinique. And again, trying to get a few more showers to lift off of the South American coastline to bring some potentially decent rain to places in Trinidad. Friends, I appreciate you guys. You want to send me a picture or video to help tell the weather story? It's mymeteomundo@gmail.com. Include your name, of course, where the picture and video is from. You want to give me a description about it as well. I do appreciate that. I also appreciate you following me across all of our social media platforms. We're on Instagram, TikTok, X, and Facebook, in addition to the email address. As I have mentioned, if you want a specific question about the forecast, all you have to do is let me know in the comments section below, and I'm happy to answer that. While you're down there, thank you for liking and subscribing to the channel. Meteo Mundo is sponsored by the Lean Law Firm of Central Florida, your hometown homeowners insurance attorney. They represent homeowners, condo owners, and associations across the entire state. They offer free consultation and policy reviews. Something happens to yourself or your property, go to leanonmelaw.com. They're there to help you. Friends, thank you so much for tuning in. You guys have a great rest of your Friday. I'm back soon with the latest forecast across the Caribbean and the Bahamas for you right here at Meteo Mundo.